Hello, friends, and welcome back to It's a Ootsy Thing. It is Monday here where I am and when I'm recording. And the $1,000,000 question is, what's for supper? So I had sat down with my cookbook yesterday and tried to come up with what I wanted to do for this week. And this is what I'm going to do for tonight. One of my followers asked me to share some more recipes out of this cookbook. It doesn't have a cover. For the new followers, this is one of the cookbooks that I got 44 years ago when my husband and I got married. And so I've been using some of the recipes out of it. And she asked me to use some more recipes. This was made from a young women's study club out of Leedy, Oklahoma. And so the recipe is from Mary Ellen Clem, I'm assuming from Leedy, Oklahoma. And we're going to make what she calls Texas hash. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to brown some hamburger meat with a chopped onion and a chopped green pepper. So here we go. So I'm browning 1 pound of hamburger meat. And this is not going to be a large casserole. It's just going to make a little bit. It'll be perfect for 2 people. So if you wanted to make this for a large group, you can always increase the ingredients. I've got my green pepper. And that was 1 small green pepper. And this is about a half of an onion. And we're just going to let that all saute together. Once this is done, we're going to add a can of these petite diced tomatoes, and then chili powder and salt and pepper. I'm also going to cook 1 cup of rice. And then basically you just put it all together, put it in a casserole dish, and bake on 350 until it's brown. What it says to do is add buttered breadcrumbs on top. I'm not going to add the buttered breadcrumbs. So as far as cooking it or baking it until it's brown, that's really not going to be the case. So I'm going to say I'm going to put it in the oven for about 30 minutes because the rice will be cooked, the hamburger will be cooked, everything is cooked. It's really an easy recipe. There's not a lot to it. And so, yeah, we should be able to do this. But like I said, I don't want to do the breadcrumbs. A couple of reasons. I don't need the extra carbs, for one thing. And the other thing is we won't be eating all of this tonight. We'll be having some leftovers. It seems like with breadcrumbs, when you put breadcrumbs on something, it can get a little soggy in the next day or so whenever you heat it up for leftovers. And I don't like soggy breadcrumbs. So I'm not going to add that. But if you want to, that is an option to do that. So I'll get the rice going and I'll continue on browning my hamburger, onions, and pepper. while my hamburger is browning and I've got the rice going, I thought, well, I should top this with cheese. Cheese is always good topped on a casserole. So I pulled out my handy dandy cheese grater. And for all of you new followers, everybody loves my cheese grater. This was my mother's. And I am not sure. She had one, and then my husband's aunt had one as well, and we got hers also. But I'm not sure if they got these with green stamps or what it was way back in the day. But you can't get them anymore. They are. You'd think I'd know the name of this by the many times as I told y'all. It's Super Chef is what it says on the side, and says it was made in France, but it has all different kinds of attachments on it. You can even ground up meat for hamburger if you want to. But I just love my cheese grater, and so does everybody else. I got another one. I bought one for my daughter-in-law off of eBay. So you might try that. It's called Super Chef Cheese Grater. I don't know if they even still have them, but it's worth a try, worth checking out. But it just grates up cheese, just handy as can be, fast, and it's oh so good. But if you don't have one of these, just grate your cheese up, or if you want to buy it in the bag, you can do that too. Okay, my hamburger is browned. My rice is done, and I just did minute rice, just 1 cup of minute rice. Oh, I need my can opener. I couldn't think of what I was going after. Do y'all ever do that? I'm in a room and not sure why I'm here. Okay, so now we're just going to add all of the ingredients together. I'm going to add some salt, some pepper, and it says a teaspoon of chili powder. Okay. Get a spoon to stir this with. Now I'm just going to add my diced tomatoes. Okay, now I'm going to add my rice. This is another one of those really easy suppers. I'm sorry I'm clanging that. I know people don't like to hear that, but I'm sorry. Let me use my other spoon. And the reason I know they don't like it is because they tell me they don't like it. So yeah, there's that. Okay, I'm just going to stir that all together. This really looks good. You know what this looks like? Even though it doesn't say it here. This looks like what you would put in peppers for stuffed peppers. And I've never made stuffed peppers before. I'd made stuffed pepper casserole. That's what it was called. And it was actually looked a lot like this. So I guess it's just a difference in the name. Okay, I've got that all stirred together. Now I've got my casserole dish. I'm going to turn my heat off. And I'm just going to add all of this to the casserole. Now I'm just going to top it with some of that amazing freshly grated cheese. This is Colby Jack that I'm using. I get this from our little, it's called Hometown Bulk Foods here in Fairview, Oklahoma. It's a great little store owned by a Mennonite lady, and she's just as sweet as she can be. And she started following me, and she said, I heard my name on your YouTube channel. So I took you all along with me one time when I went, and I will have to do that again. She has the most amazing chicken breast, and fresh chickens come in. They come in on Thursdays. So I am about out, so I'm going to have to go get some. Okay, I'm going to put this in the oven, 350, for about 30 minutes. For my side dish, I'm going to have mixed vegetables. And I really don't want to dirty up another pan, so I'm just going to do it, I think I'll do it in the pan that I did the rice in. I'll just let these simmer on low. I'm also going to serve cottage cheese with this. I just add salt and pepper and a little bit of butter to my mixed vegetables and let them simmer. Okay, it's been about 30 minutes and we have our casserole done, our vegetables done, and I've got some cottage cheese here. So I will dip this up in the plate. And we like to put tomatoes in our cottage cheese. What about y'all? Do you like to put tomatoes in your cottage cheese? Or cucumbers or some kind of a vegetable? I know some people like to put pineapple in their cottage cheese. And this casserole looks delicious. So let me go over the recipe with you one more time, all at one time, so you, in case you want to write this down. So you have a pound of hamburger meat, and you brown an onion, a chopped up onion, and a chopped up green pepper. Once that is browned, you're going to put in 1 can of petite diced tomatoes. You're going to make a cup of rice, and you can either do that minute rice or the regular kind. To your meat mixture, you're going to add 1 teaspoon of chili powder, some salt and pepper. And what I did, the recipe calls for buttered breadcrumbs. I did grated cheese on top instead. So once your meat is all cooked and your rice is done, just mix that all together. Once you've added all your spices and the tomatoes, put it in the baking dish, sprinkle it with cheese, and bake on 350. It was about 30 minutes that I had that in the oven. So I'm going to give it a try. This is the first time I've made it, so we'll see. Okay. This is really, really hot. That is very good. And it does taste exactly like what you would put in stuffed peppers. Now you could there's not a lot of different seasonings that you can taste in this, which is fine for me. So if you wanted to add some other spices to it, you definitely could. But that chili powder is just perfect. So I hope you'll give this a try. It's really yummy, and it was very quick and easy. And I think your family would like this. So thank you for joining It's a Ootsy Thing and What's for Supper. And we'll see you tomorrow on our next episode. Enjoy your meal.